Hey guys, it's your girl Roxy here, and I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Today I have a special treat for you because I have a client that I am so excited to introduce you to today. And she is one of our clients who just had the most amazing results from just the initial 8 weeks that we've been working together. Letisha came to me when she was really at a point where she felt like she lost all of her motivation. Her body was simply not responding to anything. She had finished a contest prep and gained a lot of weight afterwards and felt really just at a loss as to what she needed to be doing next to get herself back on track. Another thing that she was dealing with was PCOS, which was not actually being treated by her doctor and not really being taken care of in the way that it needed to be. So there were some more complications on top of her not seeing her body responding that was at a cause from that. Well, I'm happy to say that we were able to get over those hurdles. And so I want to share her story with you. So without further ado, here is Letisha.
Okay, well, I'm Letisha. I am from Tennessee. You'll probably notice my accent as we get to talking.
every time we talk, I think about that. I'm like, oh, I love her accent. It's so cute.
Yeah,
It's so country. I love it.
But I'm a boy mom. I have two boys. My youngest son, he was diagnosed with autism just before he turned 2. So I'm pretty big autism advocate and educator as well. I'm married to my husband, Nick. He works offshore, so we actually don't get a lot of time together. So usually when Dad's home, we try our best to be a big family and do fun stuff together. But I'm a nurse part-time and pretty much fitness, wellness, training, all of it, passion full-time. So.
Yeah, and that's amazing. So tell us more about your training background, your exercising and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's crazy for a lot of women out there who are also juggling being busy moms just like you. So tell us more about your fitness life.
Okay, well, I've actually been on my fitness journey. I've just reached the 4-year mark. So I grew up very overweight, always struggled with my relationship with food, actually developed some poor eating habits and lived about half my life with bulimia, and just never quite found the right answer because I was always trying the next fad diet or the next diet pill or this juice cleanse, and none of it worked. And then 4 years ago, after the birth of my youngest son, I said enough is enough. I don't care how long this takes, but we're going to have to make a change. And I lost 80 pounds, mostly at home. I did most of it doing workout DVDs here in my own home with the new baby. I couldn't get a babysitter, so. But I got to noticing I wanted more muscle. And so I said, okay, I'm going to have to do whatever it takes to get in the gym. And that's the thing. You when you want something, you make a way. So I got in the gym for a couple years, and I just thought, why not me? Why can't I be a figure competitor? Why can't, I built this muscle, why not go to the stage? And so I kind of just dove off a cliff and decided I was going to land somewhere, and it landed me on stage. So I actually got to do my first competition as a figure competitor, and it's just opened up a lot of just a whole new world for me, and it just really showed me that I really do have a passion for health and fitness now.
Yeah. So I had in the opening for this video shared with our audience that you had some struggles hormonally and stuff like that, and I would like for you to share that. What is it that you saw going on with your body that was that has been the biggest thing for you to try to correct and get together and finally start to just change things? And were you dealing with those hormonal things when you were doing your contest prep?
Yeah, well, on the contest prep, I did notice extreme fatigue. But I always played it off as, Wait,
hold on. Before you go on, she didn't prep with me though, okay? So she's telling you this in case this goes left. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Let's do a caveat here. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't prep with you, but your YouTube videos got me through so many cardio sessions. It's unreal. I think I watched every one that you had.
Oh, awesome.
All those 3:30 a.m. cardio sessions.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I did notice some symptoms, but I threw them all off as this is prep. this is what you're supposed to, feel tired, or, all these things are supposed to happen. If you're doing it, that means your prep is going right, So I would literally get done training, and it would be, I would be fatigued the whole rest of the day. Like you couldn't get anything out of me. I could train sometimes, especially if it was a hardcore session, and come home and I'd have to lay in the bed the rest of the day. And so, I really just threw it off as, you're just going really hard and doing what it takes to get on stage. So that was normal. And I actually talked to a lot of other competitors, and they said the same thing, like, oh yeah, you're going to be super tired, So I didn't think anything about it. And then I have PCOS, and so typically I have an issue with going long periods without a cycle. And my cycle started coming every other week. And I was like, wow, this is, I've never had this happen before, so I got really concerned. And I ended up going to my gynecologist, and we had some lab work done, but she said, everything's normal, you're fine. So I didn't think anything else about it. And so it kind of just went on. Obviously, I wasn't sleeping well. Like I said, I had the extreme fatigue. And then, the periods eventually just started disappearing. But all of that I thought was normal.
Right. Until
after the competition, I'm mentally prepared for the post-show rebound. You are going to gain weight. Don't lose yourself and your body image and just all of that. So I tried to prepare for that. But what I wasn't prepared for were all the days that I couldn't get myself out of bed.
Right.
I literally was, it wasn't a choice to stay in bed. Like, I couldn't get up out of bed.
Right.
And I couldn't get into the gym. Like, I was so weak and I was so tired. And then I think the really aha moment was there was one week where I was trying to reverse diet. And I'll just be honest, I didn't do it successfully because I was fighting the binges once the sugar got back in my system.
Right.
Some old habits come back up. So I was fighting that. But I was also just so fatigued that it was really hard to focus on it. And there was one week where I was really together. I was training daily. My meals were on point. And I gained 10 pounds that week.
Wow.
And then I started noticing, I was like, man, like, my body, I've been the same weight before, but I was more toned and I was more defined and I felt better. And I was like, something's really wrong. And whenever I put the pictures up at the same weight, it was like a whole different person. I just looked extremely puffy. The weight was coming in areas that it wasn't prominent in before.
Right.
And I just thought, something is wrong. This is not just post-show pounds. This is not the rebound. Like, something is just, my body's not responding like it used to.
Right.
And then, like I said, with your YouTube videos, you talked a lot, and you had some great videos on cortisol and hormones and all that. And I thought, Roxy, she's got it going on. She knows what's happening. So let me contact her, and maybe she can figure me out.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, like I get a lot of women and stuff reaching out when I do any videos where we talk about hormones, especially cortisol and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about that with you in a minute, because we took a look at some other things too that were like, oh, okay, wow, like they were out of whack. But what people don't realize is how much the hormonal portion of this stuff is so important. You think that, if I train more, if I diet more, if I eat cleaner, that it's going to come together. And when it doesn't, it's just like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's like that brain explosion, like, of what's next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So you did, all right. So then you found me via YouTube, and because you were looking at videos and stuff like that. So what were your next thoughts like after that? Like, were you like waiting to contact me, or was it like, yeah, I want to do this, and then like, what were your thought patterns, and then what happened next?
Honestly, I kind of had that hesitation of like, could I actually work with her? I mean, like, she's all over YouTube. She's an IFBB pro. Like,
wait, time out. Wait, like, wait before you.
I'm like, can I really do this?
Wait, okay, so can we discuss that for a minute? Because I'm so mind blown. You guys, like, if you realize how much of a dork I am, I start chuckling. I'm like, me? I'm like nobody. Oh my God. Like, I only have like, yeah, well, okay. So what was that thought? Like, where did that, what was that exactly? Can you explain that to me?
I don't know. It was just like, I guess honestly, I looked up to you so much, and I'm like, you know, could I really work with her?
I see.
And then, you know, when I did contact you, I was just really blown away because what little did I know, you started digging deeper than what I had even done myself. I don't know if you wanted to bring up like our call. And
no, we're open to talk about anything.
Yeah, so like, you know, whenever, you know, we started, it was, oh no, did something happen?
Your light went out. Oh wait, there it is. Oh, that's the other side. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, technical difficulties you got though.
But no, like, you know, in addition to me not understanding my body and, you know, coming off of the show and just feeling terrible and things were just going out of whack and I wasn't responding, like, I just lost my fire. You know, I was fatigued, but it just got to the point like I was feeling hopeless, and it was like, you know, this is not even worth it, and what am I doing? I'm just spinning my wheels, and I don't even want to go. I feel horrible about myself. The place that used to be my refuge and where I love to be became the place that I was almost just too embarrassed to go because I felt horrible. I was like going backwards faster than I can imagine, and you know, I just remember like our consult call and stuff, and you were just digging in, and you know, we hear people all the time like, well, what's your why? What is your why? But you really kind of asked me the deeper questions is, you know, why is this your why? If you reach it, what does this mean to you? If you don't reach it, what does this mean to you? And it really kind of helped me just grasp that idea of like, why I wanted this, why I wanted to feel better and look better and be confident again, be stronger in the gym again. So it really, we just dug deep from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's so important. Like, I try to convey that so much in, like, you know, when someone contacts me, or even like, you know, in stuff that we put out. I always say we, but it's me putting stuff out, right? The stuff that I put out as far as like, you know, our blog posts and the YouTube videos and stuff, like, I can't shout from the rooftops enough how this stuff is so much deeper than just showing up at the gym and eating clean. Like, it's so, like, it's like that. You got to get to that visceral gut feeling, like you said, like that why. Why is it important? And when those light bulbs start to go off, it's like, boom, that's when you get that fire back. And I saw that growth in you, which was like incredible. Like from day one to, you know, week 8, then in week 8, like it was just like, you were a completely different person. You are completely different. So tell us like what that shift was for you. And what's interesting, to share with us like how you, okay, let me give a little backstory. So with these calls, you know, when someone signs up and stuff like that, the first thing that we do is we sit down and we talk about what are we going to do in our initial 8 weeks together. You know what I mean? And then every 12 weeks after that 8 weeks, we do that same kind of call. So it's just a part of how we work. So I always ask, you know, what do you want to achieve? And I want you guys to shoot for the moon. I don't care. You can tell me the craziest thing. You know, I'll reel it back just a little bit sometimes, but I'm going to let you dream big. So you said to me in that call, I want to get into my size 4 jeans. And I'm writing it down. I'm like, all right, cool. We got our game plan, this, that, the other. Little did I know that you actually didn't believe that you could actually do it, right? And then a couple of weeks later, I get an email that says, like in the subject line, like jeans or something. And I open it up and here you are in those jeans. And then we had a conversation culminating 8 weeks where you revealed to me you didn't think it was possible.
No.
So tell me about that. Like, share how that was for you. That first call to like the whole process through and just seeing your body. Like, what was that for you, and how did it make you feel? What was that like?
Yeah. Well, those jeans. First of all, I've never in my adult life, I never have been a size 4. And leading up to the stage, I'd finally gotten down to a size 4, and actually, those same jeans are ones that I used in a photo shoot before my competition. So that's why they were like the holy grail jeans. You know, I love them that much. And so after seeing how backwards my body went, how quickly I was gaining weight, and, you know, like I said, I compared my pictures, and even though I was the same weight, I was still drastically bigger in a lot of areas, and I just thought, it's an admirable goal, but there's no way I'm going to get back in those jeans, those tiny, tiny jeans. And so but I did what you said. You know, I put it out in the universe. I took the picture of me, like, I can't even button up.
Right.
They're not.
By the way, it was like the perfect before picture because you even had the expression like, come on, Roxy. Like, yeah, I love that. I was like, all right, it's on. But go ahead.
Yeah, and so, it's been a couple weeks ago, so we wasn't even at the 8-week mark.
Right.
Like, and once you could tell, you know, like you said, my mindset was shifting. I was becoming more confident. You know, I was getting results, and it was just one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to try on those jeans and just see how close we are. And they buttoned.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm not even waiting till my check-in, honey. You're getting even right now.
I love it. I love it. I love that. So talk about that mindset shift for you. Like, we have our e-course, you know, and for those that don't know, you know, I always say, like, you're not going to just get a diet and training program and say, check in a week with me. No, we do some really deep work. And part of that are the modules that we have. And I just, hold on a second. Somebody just sent me an email in the middle of this thing. It just disturbed our little setup there. But anyway, so in the one of the things, we have these modules, and they're actually, it's like an e-course. It's like an e-course, you know, and you got to check in every week, and you got to do assignments and all this other stuff, which was probably completely weird at first. Was it weird for you to do that as a part of a fitness program?
It was because, you know, it's not common. And I remember, like, at first, like, man, this is a lot of stuff. Like, I feel like I'm in school again, you know. But as you're doing each step, it's light bulbs. Just, you know, it's the whole way through. It's not like it didn't take up that much time. I mean, usually, you know, I could get the lesson done and dig deep, and boom, you got the email in 5 minutes. And every lesson had such a deep meaning. So yeah, like it was great. It was great. I really brag about the program because I mean we had a complete turnaround with doing those lessons. Yeah.
So compared to like where you were when you started to where you are today, mindset wise, like what was that shift? Like, can you quantify exactly, you know, in your own words, what that is for you?
When you asked that, the first thing I think about was, you know, just kind of like I had a week where I had a family emergency, so I was out of town for several days, and I did find a gym there, but I didn't have my own kitchen, and like so I wasn't completely on plan, but I was trying to stick with it. And then I came back home, and in my head I was like, you know, you skipped out how many days? You got to get in that gym and you got to go hard. And my body said, like we're tired, we're stressed, we've done travel, and there was that one day where I was so weak, and my body just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, and I let my emotions get the best of me, and kind of just left the gym. And I'm messaging you like, you know, I'm just very disgruntled with myself, like I want to give up, and just. You know, like I'm just so unhappy. I've been stronger before, and now I can't even lift this. And you know, I hated that moment. And you knocked some sense into me.
I remember that email.
yeah, definitely. And you responded back real quick, like, "Hey, now, like, let's think about this." And the pivotal moment was when you told me you have to meet your body where it's at. Like that, I've told you. Previously, before this phone call, like I don't think I'm ever going to forget that. That is going to follow me from now on out because, you know, life changes and things happen and we fluctuate. And just because I'm not who I will be tomorrow or who I was yesterday, like where I'm at right now is what I have to work with, and I have to make the best of it. And that set the mood for the rest of the program for me.
Yeah.
You know, so even if I went in there and I wasn't feeling my best, and I was really tired. This was even before we found out about my hormone imbalances. So, you know, before it even really made sense, like, why am I so tired? You know, I just told myself, hey, look, you're here, you're tired, but let's do this, and we're going to just be the best, and we're going to meet me where I'm at. Yeah. And every workout was great after that.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, I did my best, and no more tantrums or anything like
that. Right. I mean, that's a pivotal moment, and I think that each of our clients has their own pivotal moments, you know, and the one thing, like, I that's when I go into I call that like my emergency mode, you know what I mean? Like my EMS mode, because it's like you seek help because of the fact that what you were doing before wasn't working. And if you default to the way you face stuff in the past, you're never going to be able to move, forward and be able to just keep going or build the wherewithal to know how to keep going. So, like, the way that manifested for you, that was just really, I felt your frustration when I read that email. And, usually, I say to clients, I have a 24-hour email, turnover, that allows me time. But when I see stuff like this, I drop whatever I'm doing in the moment, boom. I've even had times where I was driving on the road and I get an email in and I'm like, oh crap, let me just go on and pull over here, email you back, Yeah. But I remember that day. I remember it. And I was just like, no, I'm not going to let you quit. No, you're not going to quit. That's just not an option. It's just not. And you got through it. And then from there, it was just like a trajectory, just was like, boom, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. That's what coaching, that's what mentorship, that moment for you was what that was all about. So I'm really happy to hear that with you. That was amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to circle back around because there was another component that we took a look at for you that was another aha moment. And it was when you started to have that fatigue going on and this, that, and the other. And like my little antennae are like, okay, that sounds like hormones, because you were telling me you were weak in the gym. Your numbers weren't going up anymore. Your body was feeling super fatigued. So we said, okay, let's go in for some full panel tests. Thyroid, adrenals, and sex hormones. What do we find?
Well, we found a lot.
Dum dum dum.
So my testosterone levels were normal, but they're on the low side of normal. Mm-hmm. And my estrogen levels were extremely high, while my progesterone was really low. Mm-hmm. And so then it was kind of like, wow, all these estrogen dominant symptoms that I'm having, like that explains it.
Right.
And we anticipated some cortisol levels being out of balance. And what we learned is, I don't know exactly what stage, if you would consider it stage 4, but I was in some major adrenal fatigue because, my cortisol, as it's supposed to, would peak and then level out, but it was so low. Like, if you looked on the chart, like, we were barely out at the bottom.
Right.
My adrenals are not producing cortisol.
Right.
And then the DHEA, like, it was super low, not even touching the bottom of normal. So pretty much everything come back out of balance and out of whack.
Right,
so
right.
Huge aha moment.
Right. And I think we're still waiting on the proper thyroid ones, right?
Yeah, actually got them in, and they are within normal range, mm-hmm. but they're not optimal levels.
They're suboptimal.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, like, the most important thing was a lot of these tests that we did were not administered directly by her doctor. Like, you had to go out of your way to get these done and then present them to your doctor. And that was its own set of, challenges that we won't go into here. But like, that's why it's so important, I think, for folks to like take control of their bodies and don't be afraid to ask questions and to seek the help that you need, because now you're able to actually address them. So we looked at for you, we got the progesterone cream, the topical cream in there. We're going to talk about how that's done for you. And then we were addressing we didn't really address the adrenal specifically, but we have you on the DHEA, correct?
Yeah.
Right, that's right, the DHEA. And then the thyroid stuff is something you're going to deal with the doctor, the naturopath that you go with. So talk about how you've been feeling since we've like started to play around with those levels and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like in 2 weeks, I mean, it was like night and day difference. I believe there for a while on my check-in, I'm constantly telling you, like, I'm having to take a nap every day. Mm-hmm. I'm extremely fatigued after training. And then after about week 2 of adding some of those supplements in, like, I started noticing, like, wow, like, it's 6 o'clock and I haven't even took a nap today. Like, that's unheard of, and I've been napping every day for months.
Right.
And then I would notice I could go to the gym and come home and actually be functional and do things and not just, lay down.
Right.
So the fatigue definitely decreased. I mean, I'm not going to say completely, but I mean, a huge drop in the fatigue. The mood level too. Now, my mood is a lot more, because, you started seeing maybe some of those, what some people would consider depression symptoms, because,
Absolutely.
I was getting to where I was kind of socially isolating and things like that. And I feel like, total turnaround, different social again, and wanting to get out of the house, wanting to get ready, and just, my moods are just much more stable and happy, and that's all seems a lot more balanced in just 2 weeks.
Right. And once you start putting your new doctor and stuff like that into the equation, I think you're going to see even better, And I mean, one of the things I always say to people is that, listen, I'm not a doctor, I do know some stuff, but I'm not a doctor. So we never cross never go outside the scope of practice, but at the same time, whatever we can address, we have. And I'm really happy to hear that helped you. And you were in the DIM. That's what I forgot to mention too. We were on the DIM for you as well, which has been really good.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so I took that, but it's all the DIM, the progesterone, and the DHEA is what we have added.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then of course, once I had the proof that this is what my body's going through, I did my education and research and started figuring out, like, what else can I do? And there's just other little things, like, I think I added a probiotic to help my gut health.
Yes, good.
Did some things that, more meditation, more yoga, more like low intensity things, making sure that I get to bed on time,
right?
Put away the phone and get, a lot of sleep, just some like lifestyle changes, really.
Absolutely.
Some little things that I could do that had a lot of really good benefits without having to take a supplement.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, really just, once we discussed the supplements and I got them in, I started them right away, and I was a whole different person in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I think that speaks volumes, because you're someone who's in the medical profession. You are a medical professional, and to see the proof in the pudding, I think it means even more. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff isn't fad. It isn't like gimmicky. It's nothing. It's like really honing into what your body needs and then putting that in place, and then the lifestyle changes and everything else that have to go with that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How would you describe your workouts and stuff? So what are your workouts like, and like, what's your eating? What's your lifestyle like? Especially since after you became a rock star, like, what is that all like for you?
What I loved about, like, okay, the meal plan, first of all, you don't go hungry. Like, you don't go hungry at all. And you took into account what I like and what I don't like. So just the initial meal plan are things that I'm going to eat. And then you also had a really great way to sub in food. So if I got tired of eating, the chicken, then I could sub it in for whatever I wanted. So there's so much freedom.
Yeah.
And there was never, there would be some times that was like, okay, I could see myself getting bored, but then I just knew that I needed to sub it out with something different.
Right.
The workout, I love the workout. And what's funny is, let's see, with me, my plan, we started the week with the 300 ladder workout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then
the evil ladder workout.
and you end the week with the metabolic. And I remember being like, man, I don't know how I'm going to like these workouts. They just seem like, and I look forward to them. I actually loved them.
What you mean you don't like my work? You wasn't sure you was going. You got a lot of.
Oh my gosh! I was like, this is gonna kill me.
You had a lot of doubts going into this stuff that I'm just finding out, like, literally in this moment.
I'm a skeptical person. Okay? But no, like those were the workouts. That I really enjoyed them more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Because previously, my workouts were just more like weightlifting, and then I would do the cardio afterwards, where these were kind of like circuits and just, boom, 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 boom. And, and I really loved them. So those are my favorite.
Good. That's awesome. And so my cat just came into the picture. He's the resident assistant here. This is one of them. He's big old fluffy thing. All right, so tell us, like, All right, there's a question I always ask everyone I sit with, and that question is like, there's somebody out there right now who was in your position, who's watching a YouTube video or on my email list, opening an email and, finding me somehow on the internet. I'm all over the interwebs. And they're on the fence or something, or maybe they're in that decision process. Maybe they even just talk to me on the phone. They're like, I don't know, this is maybe, I don't know if I can afford this or if it's worth it or this, that, the other. What would you say to them? What would you say to them to, from your perspective, knowing you were in that place at one point?
Go for it. Like, don't even, just go. Just go for it. And if it's, worrying about whether, it's one of the best investments that you can do. It's investing in yourself. It's investing in your health. And, your lesson plans are giving us fundamentals that you can use past a coach, that you can use outside of fitness. There's just so much to gain. Like, why would you not go for the opportunity? If you knew that you were going to gain all of this, you would just go for it in a heartbeat. So that's what I say. Just go for it. Like,
yeah.
Don't even hesitate. Don't be skeptical. Just go.
All right. What's next? What's next for you? What's next for you? Because I know that for you, we're going to be working. Well, you had to take a break now after our initial 8 weeks, which was unexpected to deal with an injury and stuff like that, an old injury. So what's next for you, like in that respect?
So the biggest priority is just getting through recovery from the injury. And
hold on a second. My cat. Monkey, could you please not play? Oh Lord, he's just behind me right now trying to get at the backdrop. So go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
The next priority is to get through some recovery and get healed from the injuries that I have. That's going to be top priority. But through this experience and learning about my hormones and what we can do holistically or on our own and supplement, like you said, it's not a fad or a gimmick, kind of inspired me to help other women that could be dealing with the same. So I actually enrolled into a course where I'll be becoming a certified holistic nutrition and weight loss coach.
That's so amazing.
That way I can learn all about the glands and the hormones and how we're all connected, because it's all a symphony. Mm-hmm. And like you said earlier in this video, the diet and exercise are important, but it's not the whole story.
Yeah.
So it really just inspired me, to learn this about myself and to go through it. And I just want to be able to help other women that were in the same shoes that I had on. So.
I think that is so incredible and remarkable, and to know that what we went through inspired you in a new way that's going to be able to pay it forward. Like that.
Yeah.
That to me just puts the icing on the cake for everything that I do. And I was so honored to hear you say that when you revealed that to me in our last call. So I can only I don't like this. I don't like when people say good luck. I hate that word because it's kind of like condescending to me. It's like, ew, good luck. Like, what does that mean? But no, I would say blessings, like many blessings for that, because you're going to be able to touch the lives of other people, and it's going to be remarkable. That's what we're here on this planet for, to pay it forward. So that's incredible.
Exactly.
So well, I thank you so much for joining us, and so it's been amazing watching you flourish, and so here we are.
Yeah, thank you. I can't be grateful enough for everything you've taught me and led me to, and for your program, because it really just turned me around completely.
Yeah. Well, that's excellent. Well, thank you for joining us, and well, that's it. I hope that her story inspired you, and it allows you to see what's possible for you. Even if you feel like nothing is working for you right now, I want you to know that there is a way, that there is an answer, there is a solution. So here's what I want you to do. I would love to talk to you. If you feel like you're at a point where you're ready to dedicate the time, the money, and the effort into yourself to get over this hurdle, just like she did, then I want to talk to you. Come to my website, rockstarfitness.com/claritycall. There are 2 steps that I need you to take in order for you to go ahead and see if you qualify to become a rock star. And if you do, we'll set up a complimentary call for you and I to sit and talk for 30 minutes to figure out what it is that you want and how we can get you to that next level. Hope is there. It's right around the corner. Go to rockstarfitness.com/claritycall and let's get connected. All right, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and get the notifications. If you're not ready for coaching yet, but you want to stay in contact, maybe you're thinking about it, come onto my email list, rockstarfitness.com/email list. All right, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.